Well, I think some of it is they're probably confused about how they're required to identify themselves in the complaint form, to be fair.
Okay, or they're just
unstable
people who spend their time complaining about celebrities on Twitter.
Well, that's the other option.
If that's what you're doing with your life, you're probably not the most stable person.
Yeah, and so anyways, I've gone through all these complaints, and so here's some of them. I retweeted Pierre Poilievre, who's Canada's leader of the opposition, when he was criticizing the mask lockdowns. I just retweeted him, and I said essentially that I agreed with him.
That's a complaint? They actually listed that as a complaint?
That's one of the complaints.
That's insane.
Yeah. They listed the fact that I criticized Justin Trudeau on multiple occasions. There's a complaint that at one point the police in Ottawa were threatening to act with Children's Aid to take the children away from the truckers in Ottawa and apprehend them on the grounds that their parents who were involved in the protest were endangering them. And I tweeted and said, I'm not so sure that we should get the police involved in taking away the children of protesters, and we should think about this. And apparently that makes me an untrustworthy advocate for children who face childhood sexual abuse.
Oh my gosh.
You're a mandatory reporter as a psychologist, eh? And so if it comes to your attention that someone has been abused, you're mandated to report it. And so apparently I'm now untrustworthy in that regard because I didn't want the police to conspire with idiot social workers in Ottawa to apprehend the children of protesters. And so that's another example of my reprehensible behavior. I'm being called out for the fact that I objected to Ellen Page's surgical mutilation at the hands of her physicians and her consequent advertisement of her new torso on social media. And I'm also required to submit to this media retraining education because I objected to the Sports Illustrated cover of that relatively overweight young model. And there's other complaints, but that's the bulk of them. And so at least half, I criticized, I tweeted out to Jacinda Ardern that I was coming to New Zealand with my army of alt-right-wing trolls, which was clearly a joke, and that's also a complaint because I guess that sort of joke isn't funny when you're dealing with, woke progressives like Jacinda Ardern and Justin Trudeau. And so, I counseled people to commit suicide. That's another one. So
wait. You should describe. Describe that.
Yeah. Well, somebody had tweeted out their idea that the planet had too many people on it. And this is not a statement I am very fond of, because every time I hear someone say that, I think, okay, who exactly are these excess people that you're referring to? And who gets to decide that? And how do you know that when they decide that something terrible won't happen, given that these are excess people? And isn't it okay if I question the humanitarian intent of your motives for making such a reprehensible comment? So I tweeted to someone who made an argument like that. I tweeted and said, feel free to leave at any time. And which is obviously an ironic joke, but some bloody social worker in the United States decided that was an incitation to suicide, and so complained about that. And that's I think that's all the complaints.